Hello, my family. Good evening. I hope say any sales on a friend on a safe na the world. I hope say on they do well. Yes, I hope so na they do well, especially if na friend on a safe na a place like Salone where the third wave, the Delta, don't see don't inside the tiggy one because the amount of RIPs them we don't come out from Salone in the past 2 days, I cannot tell you. I mean, I tell God thank you, keeping fingers crossed. None of my relatives are affected, but gosh, I am overwhelmed for the people who are affected. Let me just say I'm overwhelmed for the people who are affected. But we continue for hope and pray, say, God will continue for cover we, God will continue for cover we loved ones them. And then when they unfortunately way then loved ones then don't transition to the other side, I say may they rest in power, may God console and comfort their families them. Today I get with me Mr. Boy Jalo Jamboya where they can help me rub much and something them. And today I open mic. I know some people go say, Matilda, this open mic business not sweet, but it is good because I need for you an attempt for making yourself contribute. Not to me one girl no more for the sit down they talk, or always they get guests them for sit down they talk. It's good when we share ideas, when we bounce off ideas, find solutions and all of that. So in light of that, today again na open mic, we mean say 30 minutes into the show, not an hour, 30 minutes into the show, the phone lines are going to be open. Just 30 minutes into the show, we mean say when I get a whole hour and a half for call during the show, giving a contribution, and of course, the moment you call, you are given priority. Without wasting much time, I give Mr. Jamboya, make it tell family.
Yeah, Pambul, on a good evening and on a cabo. To the people them we don't lost their relatives, I extend my condolence and sympathy.
Indeed, our condolence and sympathy. Well, we're not going to waste much time today because we get quite a number of things then for unpack. And I know for say before when I've been expect as well for you about the cyber bill. But the cyber bill, it merits in your attention. And even as I reflect as the show they come on, I realize listen, the national price index and the fuel price increase also merits in your attention, especially in light of the video where we show last week now, the show where the World Food Program don't talk say 4.7 million people in a Salone are food insecure. We mean for say they're not a eat for bell full, and just they eat for settle the guts, for make the guts quiet, for make the warm them, go silent, for make the warm them set mouth. They eat for bell full again. So in light of that, I decided to this thing is so heavy and it's so important that if I can't put on with cyber bill, another heavy topic, I'm not gonna do the topic then justice, and we all not gonna do the topic then justice. So therefore, it better make we hold them one by one. So I don't want to waste much time. I will ask the technical team, make them play the video of the president, because we know for sure the president addressed the nation. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I'm not too sure. Yesterday I've been Canada Day, and me not been pay attention to a lot of things that we've been going. But I know say the president addressed the nation. But maybe we are waiting the president get to say, and then make we look inside small waiting is say. I'll go make the technical team play that video there first.
Citizens, let me start by paying tribute to the memory of fellow citizens we have lost to COVID-19, their relatives and community members. I also thank our healthcare workers, security forces, frontline workers, experts, and our partners who have stood by us as we have battled this deadly pandemic. But above all, I want to commend you, my fellow citizens, for your great patience, cooperation, and compliance with public health advisories and measures since index COVID-19 case on the 31st of March 2020. Together as a nation and in peace, we have coped with financial and social constraints, restrictions on movement, and the general global uncertainties and anxieties caused by this pandemic. We did not renew the state of emergency once it elapsed. We eased restriction on worship and travel and completely lifted the curfew. We did so then based on our assessment of COVID-19 infections. So far, we have kept our children in schools and colleges at all levels, kept hospitals and all government offices open, kept public services running, kept congregational worship centers open, kept businesses open, and supported the most vulnerable of our citizens throughout this period. Our Quick Action Economic Recovery Program has mitigated the impact of the pandemic and maintained our economy on an even keel. All COVID-19 emergency response pillars, from the national to district levels, have remained active. All our policies as a government have been well thought out to minimize the economic and other burden of the pandemic, to save lives and to protect livelihoods. International partners and institutions have unreservedly praised our competent handling of the first and second waves of the pandemic as we kept case fatality ratios at under 3%. However, according to the World Health Organization, the third wave of COVID-19 is here, and the Delta variant has been recently detected in Sierra Leone. The variant is easily transmitted and it is very deadly. More people have tested positive for COVID-19 in the last few weeks. More people have been hospitalized, and 72% of beds in treatment and care centers are occupied. More people are dying, and the Western area is the epicenter of the latest wave of COVID-19 infections. We have assessed the data. We have carefully examined the patterns of infection. We have closely looked at the trends. We believe that we must take urgent and necessary steps to stem this third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic in Sierra Leone, and thus save lives and protect livelihoods. I therefore announce the following interventions. A nationwide curfew is imposed for a period of 1 month, effective Monday, 5th July 2021, from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. Congregational worship in churches, mosques, and other religious places is suspended for a period of 1 month, effective Friday, 2nd July 2021. Restaurants and bars are encouraged to use takeaway services, and they shall close at 9 p.m. daily. Attendance at funerals, weddings, and other social events shall be limited to no more than 50 persons. Drivers and passengers are strongly urged to get their COVID-19 vaccination prior to all intra and inter-district travels. All prior NACOVAC measures and advisories on proper face masking, hand washing, and social distancing remain in full force. NACOVAC will enforce these measures strictly. I therefore call on all citizens to cooperate with these interventions. These measures will be reviewed from time to time based on the scientific data and expert advice. COVID-19 vaccines that are available in this country are safe and efficacious. They have been approved by our pharmacy board and the World Health Organization. I, senior members of my government, and over 100,000 citizens have been fully vaccinated. This vaccine will protect you against COVID-19 and protect your life. I therefore strongly urge every eligible citizen to take the COVID-19 vaccines that are widely available throughout the country. Thank you, and God bless you, Radio.
at all. So if the technical team can check, please, for make sure make the viewers then the yariwi, the viewers they're not the yariwi.
Hello?
Yeah, I go need the technical team for confirm. I think Senna from the technical team, like they are still saying no sound, no sound. And I just
Yeah, but me they
noticed it.
see, they
I've
see
gotten a few calls.
the waves, then they flash. Now, yeah, to me point.
Yeah, but there is no sound.
Okay, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah. Okay,
okay.
go ahead.
No problem, sir. Yeah, if I can go back on where I start, I think
Yes.
the president need a lot of technical advice because what he needs is saying at the speech, not get any technical issue of how to control the spread of COVID. One, the first question is, do we have a tracking and tracing system in Sierra Leone? Within a mean is X number of people are like na 4 or 2 or 3, then gather na this point at this time. One of them later complain say is sick. Do they know how to contact the others and get them to come for testing? Do we have that system? Indicate nothing like that. And I think that now one of the things them will be for from the core of his speech for tell people them say now with the cow this measure for make una able no say if una get an social place at social time anything happen there we can able for find a way for get una all for calm so that if una need for go on quarantine una go on quarantine. Secondly, in talk about curfew, about closing places of worship, about advising bars and restaurants, it is show another view or understanding of what in social distancing mean. Because if you close them place then you left them marketplaces, then shops, then places of work for making them go normal. And people then they interact more in those places than going to places of worship and bar. Then you they try for say, we not even know how to approach this thing. That's as far as me understand them. Because social distancing not all about going to church or mosque or bar. It's more about regular 24/7 people keeping distance from each other and taking all the other precautions. If you say people them not for go na church, they not for go na mosque, but you not say anything about people going to those marketplaces, okay, always overcrowded. You not talk about people going to places of work or visiting workplaces, which are also overcrowded. Then how do you control the spread of this disease? So I think say the president need for get a new team for take care of this thing because otherwise I read a lot of incompetence in what he has said. Not only incompetent, but now the people they advise them they're incompetent. I would stop there for now.
What me actually find remarkable pan this speech. I know for say it say hush to the people them we don't lost them people them and people them remember say last week and I also they were talk say oxygen not day, oxygen not day, and when it day and when it day people they pay 2 million leons per day for keep them people them on oxygen. When a day people and they pay 2 million alone per day for keep them people on oxygen. A close friend of mine lost her aunt. Again, through this COVID thing, what had happened was neglect, honestly. Then take the woman, go call all the private hospitals them for take this woman go, they're not being get oxygen. So they ended up taking her, I believe, to Connaught it was, and then put them on oxygen. Now those women are also lost in life because they forgot to turn on the oxygen machine to full capacity. So the woman wasn't getting the oxygen she needed. So basically, now waiting and they tell you, then they tell you say she was killed pretty much. She was killed. She was suffocated to death pretty much.
Matilda,
Because later
Matilda,
when they get to check, they notice say the oxygen machine was not turned on to its full capacity for give the person the respiratory relief where in need. That's how she passed away. Unnecessary death. And we don't dey talk now so many times about unnecessary death, unnecessary death, unnecessary death. Yeah, we know for say we healthcare system is stressed. We know for say we healthcare system is overburdened. We know for say, training is another thing. Training is another thing. Equipment, capacity is another thing. But we cannot so much talk about the brokenness of the system that the little thing where una get to una availability, una no go make it work for the people them where una dey claim say una dey protect. Remember, your duty is to protect life. You took an oath to protect life at every cost. At every cost,
yeah,
And they tell una last week, but that audio, but that man where when he watch, you see the oxygen, the level don dey go down. Now the waiting and call, he begins screaming, make an audio video, send am to him people, and una send the money, una send the money, una send the 2 million, now die they die, so the oxygen don't they go down, it don't they go down, if you see it go down, now die go die. So I mean, what a sad state of affair. It pities me. It really it make her they feel so bad. And this week, I know so many people that were lost them people in a salon. So many, like I say, I got overwhelmed because I lost count of a finger. I lost count of my fingers then. I got so overwhelmed. And waiting them die off. Some of them may have been dealing with underlying causes, but oxygen or unavailability of beds. Bed they not been there for admit them. All side full up. All side full up. And I'm not saying that, because na salon, because even in the Western world, we'll see how when team don't camp and team, people were tents were open in the driveways, parking lots were turned into, outpatients, pretty much. But at least then get the capacity. Then be able for put tents, then ventilate tents, then bring beds them and turn them into places for save people's life. We see when the mortuaries them full, we see how then put people them inside container, freezing containers them, the dead. So I'm not saying it's well everywhere, but when it isn't, when you get overwhelmed, at least you get the capacity for still handle. But we not get the capacity for even handle, let alone when we get overwhelmed, then people are, like I said, they are being killed pretty much because we not get the capacity for deal. And I think what I find sad in the president in speech is that I would have really welcomed and seem really humbled in that moment if you been take a minute and say, you know what, I may have also contributed to this, that a poor judgment on my part as the head of state organizing a super spreader event,
yeah,
even when I know for say we dey in the midst of such pandemic, where social distancing, washing of hand is one of the most required things then for make we avoid the spread of this disease, that I got in over my head, and in a moment of lapse I miscalculated and made a poor judgment. I am sorry, my people. I think that would have resonated with me a lot more than we have done well. The world has praised us and let us
which world?
continue.
Which
But
world?
now
Which
we are
world?
here and we are this. Sometimes humility counts. I always don't they say this to this president, Vulnerability, showing your humanness and your human side, it counts for something. Not to alter you for make Mr. Bad and tough. For me, that speech was a time for you to also take ownership of your lapses in this particular moment, because it wasn't even up to 2 weeks where you make that super spreader event where everybody advised against, including my very self here. I said, Mr. President, we all like the win. We all happy, but this is not the time. Sometimes you get for postpone celebration to another time when it's a befitting time. That wasn't the right time. But you know, for I don't know really what was the goal, what was the aim. And now we are paying, our people are paying, people loved ones are paying the price heftily. Because guess what? They are paying the rest in peace, never to be seen again. And if there is another world, then maybe, just maybe, we might, meet on the other part of the shores. Mr.
May
Jamboya,
I
go make
come
you
in?
come inside.
May I come in,
Go,
Matilda?
go ahead,
You
sir.
see, you have swept the carpet under my foot because I made a key point about incompetence in the speech and in the people that advises him. You see, leadership is not about one person. We have to stop this mistake in Africa. We bestow so much on a single person that we create incompetence in society by that. And that's one reason why Africa is stagnated. Leadership is a collective. The spread of COVID globally, we all know. And we don't get enough time for make this government prepare the technical issues for stop this thing. But why has that not been done? Given the fact that at the very beginning, some money was provided by the World Health Organization. Instead of this money being used to provide the technical tools like tracking app. Every country in the world now uses a tracking app. I have it on my phone. I have taken the COVID vaccines, but I have a tracking app. Anytime I move around, I get a message by SMS where they tell me, say, you don't go to so place. We know say you don't reach this place at this time. Now we dey see what thing go happen within the next 24 hours. As Sierra Leone got that. Freetown is an overcrowded place. We don't even know from technical issues why you read the mail they discuss then this year. We don't even know almost people they Freetown, almost houses then they. Then you grab say for go celebrate football. The hospitals they not get simple oxygen. Oxygen for buy machine for produce oxygen. Now simple thing not cost much. What did they use the monies that was sent by the WHO for? To buy SUVs? Say I don't know for short of oxygen at this time.
For me, it's even sad to know that, yeah, last week when I got to find out that Sierra Leone was once a producer of oxygen.
Yes, we had
And now
oxygen
we have
factory
very
at Kisi
few.
Dockyard. We had oxygen factory at Kisi Dockyard, very close to municipal school, going to the ferry. I know about that. Next door to the oxygen factory, you be get an Italian bakery, will be the produce Italian bread. How did we lose all these things? What has happened to the Athens of West Africa? Where are all these PhDs claiming they have PhDs? What are they doing in Sierra Leone? I think it's time people shut up about their education in Sierra Leone. I am saying it. At 66, I'm not looking for friends. I'm serving God and my conscience. The intellectual class in Sierra Leone has to sit up. Otherwise, Our nation will be exterminated very soon. And what will be the reason? Ego and stupidity. Some of us are annoyed about what is happening to Sierra Leone. I come from a medical family. I'm not a doctor, but I know so much about medicine. Some of the things that happen to Sierra Leone, what they happen there. We don't get Ebola. Ebola was far more serious than what is happening now, even though this one is a global disease. But the amount of people that will be affected by Ebola within that 1 year, 6 months to 2 years, it be so much that it not overwhelm the system. It was managed. What is wrong with today? Gross incompetence. Everybody claims to have a PhD. Everybody pushing ego. It's time we begin to say it for people to understand. And it's time we begin to tell the international community that what we have in Sierra Leone is incompetence. It's suicidal. It's suicidal. All of us have lost people on this. I lost a friend. I lost my wife's uncle's wife, the former principal of St. Edward's Secondary School. His wife died for simple oxygen. He's the uncle of my wife. I lost a friend, Chris Charlie, for simple oxygen. And with all that time we don't pass, till now, we're not able to learn, say, let us do this to stop this. You know, can't tell people, let's say, if we not gather on a 50 or voting, una make sure say we find a way for track una, if anything be, so that we go able to control this thing. You can't lock place of worship. Then you say let mole bar open. Are we real in Sierra Leone? Are we really real in Sierra Leone? Are we living on planet Earth? Matilda, this is beyond being nice. It's beyond being nice. Let us say it. President Bio is surrounded by incompetence and he is too thick in his skin to accept that things are not working. And it's about time we begin to tell him that. I'll stop there for now.
You know, I want make with technical team play another video. This video is on a satiric take on waiting they go on, a satire on waiting they go on. But the reason why I want play this video now, the beginning part of the satire, now that make I want play this video, because even Sontende, even with satire, if you not do them right, you not do them properly, you might miss the mark, you might miss the margin, and if the people and way they listen to you, they are not they're not plugged, they might take what you're saying and then can get them wrong very, very easily. Very easily they can get them wrong. And so because of the comments made in the satire at the beginning part of the satire, now that make a one for play the satire so and then educate with people as to why maybe sometimes even when we they joke, like we can say na comedy na joke. Some joke then it can be taken a little bit too far. I'll go to the technical team.
Mina Asatus Maisise, and this on the program Talk to the Camera. Today the camera can work a laundry parking ground. For second, the price of fuel we don't go up now the country. Forget people and
Yabo. Yabo. I will continue the prayer everything to God, not die for politician. A baby government portrait that they go say he get corona. For say he not be don't take the vaccine. If you be take the vaccine, how comes you get corona? This corona, I direct na one party system. Politics not deeper now. Now, which one don't dangerous that the one the way they in the market way they say the business people there. That don't increase price now. Everything don't increase for this 1 month lockdown. All things that they say, corona this, corona that, and I make the prices don't go up. Price control all day. Then just don't add for the price. Right now, waiting the money me when me have to don't come up and me have to case. That boy was sorry for me, one can put Cora for me. That boy supposed to wait after the 1 month because the afraid tell me people don't not can add the price para. It's a baba just so if he can't put Cora for me, people they go charge and dear one because of corona. They go say this and a corona put Cora so the money for dear. So the boy don't change his mind. No. Yeah, but we'll continue for the mark stop and pray.
Okay. I want to make the technical team replay this same satire again because remember, Asena is satire. I got what she was saying. It's funny, it's comedy, but some aspect of it is not funny. Something and the way you talk is funny, but it's not funny. So
It's
I
telling
will
a
make
lot.
play them again. Make we play them again, okay? I will make we play the satire again, the comedy again, and make we listen. Like I said, listen to the first, let me say 20 seconds, because that's where I'm going to be focusing on.
Yabo. Yabo. I will continue the prayer with everything to God, not die for politician. A baby government portrait now they go say he get corona. For say he not be don't take the vaccine. If he be take the vaccine, how comes he get corona? This corona is direct na one party system. Politics not deeper now. Now which one don't dangerous that the one the way they in the market way they say the business people there. That don't increase price now. Everything don't increase for this 1 month lockdown. All things that they say, corona this, corona that, and I make the prices don't go up. Price control all day. Then just don't add for the price. Right now, waiting the money me when me have to don't come up and me have to case. That boy was sorry for me, one can put Cora for me. That boy supposed to wait after the 1 month because the afraid tell me people don't not can add the price para. It's a baba just so if he can't put Cora for me, people they go charge and dear one because of corona. They go say this and a corona put Cora so the money for dear. So the boy don't change his mind. No. Yeah, but we'll continue for the mark stop and pray.
Okay, the phone lines are officially open. The phone lines are officially open. The phone line they don't open. Una call, give una contribution today na open mic. We mean for say una call as you una call at the take time at the stop waiting at the talk or whatever with the talk we dey get una contribution. So basically this satire also touch on everything where they happen so far, from the corona situation to the recent price fuel, and then the curfew, the lockdown, the restriction on marriages and everything, all of that implication, everything put together. Very good satire. However, the first part of the satire where we can talk for say, politics don't mix up with, it don't box up with. The condition Usai Salone Day right now, it's so thick. It's so thick in certain areas and it's so thin in certain areas that we they talk about some things then we therefore be very careful how we they put them. See, the first part of the satire way, obviously we know who that been they refer to. Been they refer to the mayor Yvonne Akisoya. Because now Mayor Yvonne Akisoya now come out, I believe it was last week or earlier on this week for say, I have been confirmed positive of COVID again. No, not
And
again,
she has
because the first
taken the
time not been
vaccine.
get COVID. The first time he not been get COVID, he been just self-isolating self because he been travel. But that she's been confirmed of the COVID, that it tests positive. So now, caller, just hold on for me a second, make I just finish this one, and then I take on a call them. So he confirmed of the COVID, and then he put out a statement say he don't confirm of the COVID, and he don't contact all the people that we've been in contact with in the past 48 hours, and he wants to make people and go test themselves if he don't come in contact with you.
Exactly.
And he no member for contact you. He want to make the people and go test themselves. However, the danger of this satire is the insinuation that she is lying, or let me not use the word lie, that she's not being truthful about the status of her health
No, no,
politicize.
no, no,
She
no.
wants to use her health to politicize because they say in a one party no more they always can they complain about this corona business, so which is wrong. Even now, yeah, so people and the way they take the vaccine, people and the way they get
Yeah,
corona before, and then treat them, and then they get corona back. I know people who had
exactly.
the corona disease twice. Twice they don't get them. In fact, me your cousin, me your blood cousin, he don't get the corona twice. Where I don't talk, say you get to be careful, may you not go get them for a third time. What did that mean? Maybe it means that your immune system is weak or that she's prone to such things. So she has to be very, very, very careful. Just because say you don't get the vaccine, no mean for say you are completely free of the disease, that you cannot catch the virus. That's not what it means. People have gotten the vaccine and yet still they've tested positive for the coronavirus. It's just like the flu. Just because you take the flu shot doesn't mean you are exempt from getting the flu. Please make we dey educate with people them where we dey try for talk about NTR so and approach the NTR, because that to me is sending the wrong message, especially when you live in a continent where people are so apprehensive, skeptical about this vaccine already, taking this vaccine already. We see where people and they talk, so if they vaccine you, when you put light bulb, the lights they come on, all kind of nonsense and rubbish. And now you they can't talk them kind thing. So we have to be very careful. Make I go to the caller and I go come back to the caller. Waiting at your name and who say you the call from.
Good morning. Mina Abdul call from Dubai.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you for wait when I know they sleep. You say don't they wait for this program, it's almost 4 a.m. here. Though I will plead for time. I want to measure some 30 instances then where they show say them people are them plan and then waiting to do. Hello.
Yes, go
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
We dey hear you.
You remember you play what? You remember when I play one video where that full call itself a soldier and
Yes.
say when a mother bill people are not getting chance for whole the country. In fact, this 3 year na an abortion and then go see say pass UN camp between them. I hope when I remember that video.
Yeah, go ahead. Just make your points. Go ahead.
All right. Back in 2009 ending to 2019 ending to 2020, waiting mother go do na Uganda. Everybody know who the Ugandan leader. How many years it all will for? Now point there at the race, just the race up, yeah. And the number 3, this civil activist guy, I don't miss his name, but I go forward in video in interview. Waiting the plan. Yeah. Say, well, then go see say the corona go delay something about the election or so. This thing is planned. They have an agenda. All that stadium thing, they have an agenda. Then people they know exactly what they do. But to be honest, if mother mistake, I don't want to say bad word, no matter what na a leader, but they don't go the wrong way. This man is high time let people then come out. This one don't go beyond waiting people and they think. This thing is planned. Law call on the Sierra Leone and the law know that way that woman they talk. Not to say now in talk and now waiting the president talk. When I go back in video back that if people take the vaccine, they catch the corona. And you as a leader, you are a public figure. If you don't preach and to people and with that mentality the people and they go with. That woman talk he based on he do in video based on waiting the president talk. Not to say he just grab and talk, say, wait, take the vaccine, you know they catch again the corona. Listen the speech again, where in the full so-called caretaker, because he's not my leader. He's not worthy to call a president. Now the worst leadership this means since MPRC when we experience a president to date. I think this is the worst one we would ever experience. In fact, the guy not even know in left and right. The agenda was to turn that country to whatever he planned, but it will fail. Make it ready. I not blame me if I be in a Salone city. To be honest, I'm ready to die. But enough is enough because people know they come out. If it's all anything the way they go and do then cybercrime thing and the way they go scot free. Now in Waterloo, they don't they reach so. Because I know mentioned the MP. The MP then today, then Amumu, they don't even know the left and right waiting and they do again. They walk and waiting people and work them for another country. They know they do. Now that it just don't monopolize everything.
Anyways, thank you, caller. I will go to the next caller. Caller, waiting at your name and also you the call from. Hello, caller. Yes. Waiting at your name and also you the call from.
It's Nasar Robe. I call you from Cambridge, Ontario.
Okay. What you get for we this evening?
I'm glad for the work una they do. Una they sensitize una with people there. And tell that man where they near you say, tell her I do for me.
Okay,
Tell Jalo I do for me.
I hear you, my friend. Go ahead.
It don't say. It don't say past 20 years. Sir.
Okay. So how they do?
Okay. Now I come to the topic. Madam Bio. Fine. This man, Madam Bio, people that are mistake they make. The mistake people they make for elect this guy. Therefore, we don't look in past history. This man is just time for make money. This COVID business now Salone, it is in a very less number.
You need for doll the set who say
Canada,
the side who say they listen, you need for lower the volume. So we go hear you.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, they get me now. Okay. I said the COVID now we na the West. Now we hit more. And when we they consider Africa and South Africa. So this man now just haven't used the defense for try for get more money from the international community. So this man now just waiting me don't see. He just want punish the ordinary people there, and then they get our money. They can and go now. The Arab world and other African countries there for help themselves, but they not will go free. If we look at what in the Africanist press we don't present, so we the light if we go see where Benkefala just they mix up things. If he say he will go through the law and hide everything, that not go ever be. That go be on art. They go on art and back for bring them back into reality. So
Okay, well, I want to tell this caller thank you. I go hold the calls them for ya Nayaso, and I go one for make we summarize this segment and then go to the consumer price index because Nadando is in the talk about. But then this for me is also important, even as we the talk about other thing them make we continue for happen this. I could not have done this program tonight without talking about that speech, the implication of that speech, and people that understand, even though, like I said, I be a comedy and a satire, but you see, Corona not a pick politics, you know, they pick, you don't know you tribe, you don't know your political party, you don't know, it hits you. So let us not try to politicize it in any way, please, even in comedy or satire, please. Corona, just because you don't get a vaccine no mean say you are immune to not, getting ill or testing positive for the virus again. Mr. Jamboya, I'll make you round up and then we'll move on.
Yeah, may what I want say, I want advice to people then because they need that advice. Do ya, me people then a Salone. From today, whether you dey go na market, you dey go na your workplace, you dey go na shop or whatever, make sure say you keep at least 2 meters distance if it possible from the next person. And if you see motorcar overcrowd, not go there. You life better pass that rush for say are they late for go now. Okay, well yes, you go afraid for the curfew. We may not see need for. There is no need for a curfew. Because at night people sleep. Why do you want to have a curfew? You dey fumigate the city? Do ya una keep una distance from each other, and anytime una don't come out on side, make sure say you take soap and ordinary water you wash your hand if you not get spirit. Me when they talk to una, so I get over 2 gallon spirit na me use. I don't see that I'm used close to 1 year, 6 months. I they come on no more for go do basic things because I work from my house. I don't take all to the vaccine them, but still if I they come out, I get face mask, last show now. Look am. You see? I get them. I get them here boku. Anytime they come out, I for put on my face. Once I they go na public, especially na them boutique and then supermarket them. Do ya? The life now una get them. Una not list them politicians, yeah, they're not ready for help una. One of the things very wrong about Sierra Leone since we get independence is that every government we don't pass that country, they only care about them votes. Electing they go wrong, they not they tell the people them because they feel safe, then tell the people certain things, they not go get votes for the next election. Well, we want not a politician will go begin tell una the truth. Let them guys they have no say. Now una money them then they use for run their life. Not all them money them, not any God give them that blessing day. That God where they bless person, then he are lucky the majority. Not they exist. Now only Salone they exist. Don't begin change that mentality day. They are servants to us, and they have to begin to behave themselves. I have been elected in Norway twice as a councillor. I know what it means to be elected. Do you have me people now take care out in our life? Let God help you, yeah? The real God where they exist, not so they are lucky how they drink omole.
Indeed, may God help we all, and may God help we people them make them be careful. Una exercise the distance. Una wear una mask them. Una wash una hand them. Listen, ladida, there is a time for ladida. Like let them say there is a time for mourning, there is a time for dancing, there is a time for crying, there is a time for jubilating. Everything gets in time. Like there is a season for every moment under the sun. So you life now one green. Honestly, Once it is gone, it is gone. It is irreplaceable. You cannot replace it. You cannot replace life. So please, no make politician dem fool you, no make politics fool you, no make sweet word fool you. Protect your life, protect your life, protect your life. You know, Marcela Samba asked a question a couple of days ago where people and they for don't you know, pretending as if they don't know what's going on in the country. He said, are we going to fumigate this city? Are we going to fumigate the city? Are we going to fumigate this country? Too many RIP. What is going on? And honestly, it was an important question at the time. It is a very current question. Should Sierra Leone as a nation, especially that western area, Freetown, should Freetown be fumigated? Should Freetown be washed with, if we not even get the material for fumigate? Make I tell you now. 1 cup bleach to 4 cups of water. A cup of bleach to 4 cups of water. That is something we can afford.
Yeah.
Get the fire brigade, the fire trucks them. A cup of bleach. Do the calculations. You have mathematicians there. They
did it in Asia. They did it in China.
Do the calculation. A gallon of bleach to the same gallon equal portion of water to dilute it and get cleaning, get the bacteria down, please. People and they die too much. The hospitals, the common areas then.
We even get a function in Fire Force, Matilda. Do we have a function in Fire Force for able to do that? Because now they no more get the capacity.
Yeah, the GATES, the German International Aid Agency GATES, through WHO Sierra Leone, donated some equipment them to Sierra Leone for help, especially where they but the third wave for help feds. Then bring sample collection kits them, geno expert or gene expert cartridges them, and exert cartridges them. Then bring a ADT collection tools and whatnot. Please use those efficiently. Please use it efficiently. Use and make una not resell them at the black market. Please use them with people and they die. Please, I'm begging you, please, for humanity's sake, do for God this time. Una do for God, please. But anyways, make a move on to the consumer price index. What is all of this telling us? All of this hardship, because if you're sick, you're not able to eat, you're not getting for it, you're not able to get pay transportation, it all builds up. I get 3 calls them, I go take the 3 calls them, and then we go to consumer price index. Caller, waiting at your name and also you the call from. Hello.
Okay. Matilda, how they do all the body?
We tell God thank you.
Okay. Now thank you for educate with people. We don't in a critical time. This now the second time I don't call now this program. For remember you back. I won't give no more brief. What you said, they will remember me. What talk say? Then my way go so. Don't forget about that country there. And the Puebla country there. This is not about politics, but people in effect today country we don't make we self very cheap way today we own great grand picking again for pay a price. People when they talk when they say about government, not to forget book. Now people are all responsible way come on a good home. Now we able govern a country where they we able deliver for their own people. But Salone not get them people in there. The people that will get today na foreign at them born them na Salone board, and people that na Canada country. What did they go on na Salone is very sad because we get season virus them where they kill people, especially when season. But then God they care about their own pockets, not about the people. There is no need for lock the people 1 month where the people and they force angry one kill them. So now we get for expect more death. Yeah, that tell you now. Not to corona get for kill people and angry get for kill people. You see, if the president be no say a virus then at the country, why on the president on earth you they go get our people them anything at the country that don't politicize them, they go and jump. Countries and they order don't qualify. You know a reserve nothing like this. You see, go na stadium, pack people and they go na presidential lodge. If to be honest, now they spread this if in a corona, say now they spread and for the poor people in other country. You see, because this even the NTI that they do now for their own pocket, because IMF, if they do the NTI, the lucky country, if they declare a state of emergency for make say corona day, then they can give with debt where we say tomorrow we picking again for suffer. Therefore, this now the time we go for call this man out, the man not responsible. Me I don't support any political party. I know the man is no they talk so I know matter be in person. I know most of the guys the way they govern. This now the second time they call and I go call again, but therefore prepare for the worst. The worst then I wrote that they talk they say this. You see, because when they talk so, my family they under me woman and they me picking and they. I know the way they feel, the kind of money they spend. Where the other people where be say, them people are not oversee for send for them. Now angry get for can't kill them. The death rate you get for high pass what you na the issue. You see, it's very sad. This not about politics again, about a common at the north and the south. We get for call the man out, say the man not responsible. You see, don't God help all boy. You get for money. Okay, no more. Bye.
Thank you very much, caller. I will go to the next caller. Caller, waiting on your name and also you the call from. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Okay, you need
Hello?
to speak up to make we hear you, yeah?
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead. Waiting on your name and also you the call from.
Hello.
Yes, we dey hear you. Go ahead. Waiting on your name and also you the call from.
Thank you so much for the opportunity once more. Madam Matilda Cabo, una kushe. As we they go before, I want for tell una say them baba they so that they plan their own. But let me just drop a few things then for now. The 7th of June, they write a project where they give them $7.something million for sensitize and provide things then for the people in a Salone for this corona. Again, then they give them $12.something million for sensitize and do other things then for put things them in place. $1 million for the people in a Salone. We they talk about with the big with people and for go take now vaccine. I want for let we come back again to a point say then people then vaccine the way they may come before about 4 to 5 months. They may well keep them under some nice and chill or cool environment where they give the people in. That's not one. Secondly, Mother be together again in generation say una allow go dance because we don't go before. When they say 3 years now, una not do nothing, they say una wait no more, na first one in the puelam. Then where Leon Star go the Nations Cup, they say na them, then get up people and for go dance. After wait and dance, una see the problem then where they go before. Me waiting the mayor do. If even in me get them or in not get them, I want you know one thing. Maybe mayor may they try for sensitize the people and say, hey, I smell danger ahead of where they come. Now that make the mayor go into hiding because I talked to some of the councillor them few days before the mayor go into hiding, say he get this thing. No get me wrong, it might get them, it might not get them, it might say positive or not, but the mayor they try for sensitize because Mother Bill and in followers and fail for sensitize the people and prepare them for the thing where they come ahead of them. I feel that make the mayor do that. Then I only today now I see policeman then put speaker, they pass up and down na tongue say they go and sensitize people and where the money always then give them. Where the all the things them out with them for provide for the people then. Now they say that they get them coffee order. Wait till they don't do for provide for the people then. Madam, I'll say that now we they suffer over here, right? Now we they send money up and down for we people then. Me get people when I pay a salon where they work for me, the driver, the cleaner, whatever. Every month they get a salary. Now we head back in the camp. When Kelfala Marami come out, she don't talk say the fuel price don't go up. Why Kelfala Marano go back again and talk say una well black because of the fuel price don't go up back again? These people are the devil. When they say devil incarnate, the devil they use them in Salone. Madam Matilda, the left and fourth years, so why should they go before towards the price index and go come again? Thank you.
Okay, I will take the last call and then hold the calls for now, and so that we'll go inside the price index. Caller, waiting on your name and also you the call from. Hello, caller. Okay, so make we go inside the price index. I want to begin first with the price index from Statistics Sierra Leone. Now, mind you, Statistics Sierra Leone say then take sample from I think Bo, McKinney, Freeton and whatnot, but they not tell we the full methodology. They not explain to we how they arrive at them price system. But if I want to go inside and they we go take another 4 hour na so we get for Kotia Putia. I don't tell you now Usai with the Usai are the Usai are the friend me Usai the information.
Matilda, do you have my big clock coming?
Yes, sir.
Well, when they grow up, we know say the Bank of Sierra Leone been get an organized department where they call research department. Samura Kamara, where they pan politics, so now they begin woko a graduate in the 80s. That time my uncle M.M. Toure, now be the head. Later I be secretary to the Bank of Sierra Leone. They may get so much accuracy. Every week then they give an index of voting, cost of imports, exports, the econometric this, the econometric that. So if statistics they tell for Gobo and Kenema, what are they taking index on? Bread and butter issues? Is that really an economic method? Go ahead, ma.
Anyways, make we read Statistics Salone reports for May, then we pull the one for April.
Something is wrong with our country.
So they say na consumer price index. So I not go read all thing about 10 pages long, but I go to the most important pages, them where I think say na from page 2 to halfway to page 4. Now I go read. But if una want read them for for una own information, una can go to Statistics Sierra Leone, una look under the consumer price index and get the different months them. So this one where they can read so now from the consumer price index of May 2021 press release. They release June 21st, 2021 at noon. And they even give a contact person. They say if you want for no more, you can contact then give the name them. Make I not can butcher some people the name right now. The English don't twist me much. So make I not can butcher people the name right now. So I go left the name them,
is a joke.
When I go figure them out. So Basically, they start from page 2. It say key findings from page 2, key findings, and I read. It says headline national inflation rate. It says annual national consumer price index inflation year on year for May 2021 stood at 9.8%. So 9.80%, up by 0.20% from 9.60% in April 2021. Then go on for say the monthly consumer price inflation for May 2021 is 0.44%, down by 2.29 percentage points from 2.73% in April. So basically wetin dem dey try for say is that the consumer price index for this month is don good because e don go down, right? And dem say the May team up by 9.80%, wey dem say na only 20 percentage points no more na e go up span from April to May. We continue for it. Dem say annual year-on-year consumer price inflation detailed by main so the main thing dem wey we dey use now with society. So e say food and non-alcoholic beverage increased from 15.64% in April 2021 to 17.56% in May 2021. The inflation rate increased by 1.92 percentage points. And then dem go so basically then they say thing for it, the belle business, the bread and butter business, e go up. And they say alcohol beverages, tobacco and narcotics decline. When you no get thing for it, now mole go drink. See them people here. I wonder why make them surprise say alcohol beverages, tobacco and narcotics decline. You no get thing for put na you belle. The World Food Program don talk say 4.7 million people not able eat. Dem just dey put normal for hold up the belle small. Then you dey can't talk about alcohol. How you go drink more motor? Wetin no dey for put na the belle. When cookery sell 5,000 plates, you not able afford. They say alcohol beverages, tobacco and narcotic decline by 1.57%
God. Hey God.
from
Hey
13.
God.
Let's make the viewers then listen there. From 13.80 percentage points in April to 12.23 percentage points in May. They say clothing and footwear self decline. So the clothes and the suits wey you dey wear, they say that one dey self the price go down. When you no get thing for it, na clothes you go buy, na suits you go buy. So basically, this is what they are saying. They say clothing and footwear declined by 4.06 percentage points from 10.55 percentage points in April to 6.49% in May. They say housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuel declined by 0.94 percentage points from 7.39 percentage points in April to 6.45 percentage points in May. I don't know side and take the sample. Or remember, the state decided where they take the sample, but because of time, I cannot read it all. Now, I wonder where people let they pay water rates, they not get water rate. I know for say prices in housing prices in Sierra Leone have gone up. Electricity have gone up. It's not stable because it's not a regulated price. I also know that they've just increased fuel prices. So I don't know how they came up with these numbers. Make we dey go on. They say health
Let me
decline
ask a question,
from
Matilda.
minus. Yes, sir.
Do ya? Because what you dey read so, me not an economist too, me not geographer, and I do economic geography. Now, one aspect of voting is supposed for they tell the people them, they make one whole book pa. Voting and they try for calculate now the gross domestic product of Sierra Leone and consumption or consumer price index then they now just one of four things them way they consider. How many years
Yeah.
don't pass now they don't ever tell the people of Sierra Leone about investment index? If you know they produce, you they eat no more. Not to poverty you they pa. What in Salone they produce? What in really Salone they produce? What in the government they account for where Salone they produce?
Tomabong then I road, sir. Very soon we go get Tomabong. Anyways, make I
Toma
continue.
Bompa voting. Go ahead.
Health declined from minus 3.29% in April to minus 3.69% in May. The inflation rate increased by 0.36 percentage points. Then go transportation self decline. I don't know how transportation go decline when they don't get. Anyways, that is in May. Maybe the transportation decline in May, but for what I know, the
Yeah.
prices have been constant. So if the prices have been constant, how do you say there was a decline? Anyways, I don't know how then they do their own calculations, their own demand and supply, their own supply. Anyways, I don't want to go into macro or microeconomics, but I go read wetin dem say. Dem say communication declined by 0.88 percentage points from 3.29 percentage points in April to 2.69 percentage points. Then go recreation and culture. Culture increased from
Yeah.
0.96% in April to 1.37% in May. The inflation rate increased by 0.4941 percentage points. Then go education services. No changes was noticed between April and May. Restaurants and hotel increased from minus 0.5% in April to 2.64% in May. The inflation rate increased by 3.09 percentage points on the year. Then go miscellaneous goods and services declined by 0.79 percentage from 1.30 percentage in April to 0.51 percentage in May. And then go on, make I just finish this wire so and then we can talk bottom. Then go on for say okay, let's see here. Two, let's see what three says. Non-alcoholic clothing, I read that. Recreation, I have read. So this is what they go on to say. They say the national monthly consumer price index increased from 334.60 in April to 336.0 in May, resulting to a 0.44% inflation this month. The national year-on-year inflation for May 2021 stood at 9.80%, indicating an upwards trend compared to 9.60% in April. Two regions shown an upward movement. Northern region from 12.79% in April to 14.33% in May, and Eastern region from 7.51% in April to 8.53% in May. He said the other two regions moved downward. Southern region from 10.49% in April to 9.87% in May, and the Western region from 8.11% in April to 7.72% in May. So it is observed from the table above that the year-on-year inflation rate from North and Southern region are above the national estimate for the month of May 2021, while Eastern and Western region estimates are below. And then give the graphs them of the different places them for comparative studies. Mr. Jamboga, what do you get for say?
You see, I've been beginning and not been just one cut you let you done this how I go call her. Is it an episode of what? You see, we get for left for play with the people then destiny in Sierra Leone. This whole booklet now on one issue, consumption.
Sure.
There's nothing about what has been produced, what has been exported. There is no indication of what the government is spending month to month, year to year. Have we ever been told anything about that since this government came to power? We can hear a budget speech, but do we have any index on that? Because if you run an economy, a macroeconomy, you get to take into consideration 4 things for see whether they do well or they do well.
When the
consumer
government, when
index.
they first take over, I believe the Ministry of Finance been they release every month the income, expenditure, and what have you. But I don't know if they continue that. I can ask the technical team to do a fact check so I don't misquote. They used to when they first started, but I don't know if they've continued.
Okay. Now, do we have any indication of how the investment climate is in Sierra Leone? Because the investment climate, now one of the areas where they provide the money for make the people able to consume. If you don't produce, you don't eat. This is the real facts about life. So if we talk about consumer index, we get to ask, how effective is consumption in Sierra Leone? We have 7 million people. Almost people per that 7 million where they earn real income for able to buy things on a daily basis. So if we look at that, how correct are these data that you have just read?
Okay, so to answer that question, let me go back to the consumer price index, okay? So on page 5, I believe on the consumer price index, it reads, it says the National Consumer Price Index measure the changes in prices on average from month to month of the goods and services bought by household in Freetown, Bo, Kenema, Connaught, and Makeni, and includes all expenditure groups. Now, I know for say Freetown, Bo, Kenema, Connaught, and Makeni cannot be the only sample region. So first of all, here lies a flaw. You cannot just take Freetown, Bo, Kenema, Connaught, and Makeni for be your sample locations there.
And how many houses were measured in those cities?
Exactly. Exactly. And also, you what are the population sizes? Yeah, maybe just by thinking, you might think that all these provinces hold the biggest population. But what about Moyamba? What about up north?
Bont,
What there are so many. What about Kailang? What about Kujang? So it goes on to say prices are collected for at least 436 times. 400 and not to me they say, oh please, me una not can begin, they can't cost me. And they read waiting Salone statistics say. And say prices are collected for at least 436 times. All prices collected pardon me?
436 items.
Yeah, for at least 436 items. That's right.
And how many people were interviewed?
Okay, make I just
when are the items?
Make I just read this way. I say all prices collected are the prevailing retail market prices from 6 months market in Freetown and three markets each in Bo, Kenema, Makeni, and Connaught for weekly prices, and other outlets for monthly items whose prices are less likely to fluctuate rapidly. We are using the modified less spares formula, hey Jesus, okay, to to compute in the index according to the classification of individual consumption by propose
With 12
um
functions.
yeah, with the 12 functions. Now remember, me not an economics, I not study economics, that I only get basic micro and macroeconomics knowledge. So therefore, based on that, um
Reason.
yeah, me not to an economics. So because me not to an economics, I am not going to go into the technicality of
Yeah, but I
micro
want to
and
ask certain
macroeconomics.
technical
But
questions,
however,
Matilda.
I do have basic knowledge of micro and macroeconomics and world economics that I can generally speak to these issues. Okay? Go ahead, sir.
I want to ask certain basic technical questions. Anybody can walk into any shop or market and ask prices. You are given the prices, you come and you say these are the index. The question is, how many people in Sierra Leone, of all these places that were measured, did they measure how many people have real income to buy these goods and services? Did they? We are told nothing about that. Have they mentioned anything about the real income of the people of Sierra Leone? How many years now we not hearing but the basic minimum wage in Sierra Leone? Do we have any basic minimum wage in Sierra Leone?
It should be 500,000.
500,000 leons.
Yeah.
Then you give all these figures. So what is the real purchasing power of the people of Sierra Leone if you are talking about consumer index?
0.
You see, now the people that left for begin make joke but for your whole country. I have a PhD in economics. I have this. Just keep quiet and let us be realistic. Una they can't give index to people them. You know they indicate anything about the well-being of the nation are just figures and theories. They treat people as if people are dummies. And that should stop in Sierra Leone. Honest to God, if I stop. And the other thing where I think say every government don't do na Sierra Leone. Now for create a situation outside and they mesmerize the people them with big terms and big words, where the people they not understand, then clap, say yes, then they do well. I think we don't reach after 60 years of independence. Especially so when we look countries them we not get mineral resources like we. Countries like South Korea. 1961, South Korea was like then sitting up Ibifiba Kurube. Today now they can't build city all for we. I am talking to my colleagues, the intellectuals of Sierra Leone. I am one of you. But I don't think like you. I'm not a dummy or a stupid fool. It's time you own up to your responsibilities. Every country in this world, now the intellectual class, they make them or break them. Most of you play sycophants not because you don't have a conscience. It's because you think if you don't have that job, you are finished. Forget about that job. Serve your conscience. Serve God and country. For once. Serve God and country. All this one they talk now rubbish. They can't get consumer index. You know they tell the people the real facts about their economic well-being.
Well, that's
How
the
many
thing.
people
Like,
they die in Sierra Leone day
they
by day
give
out of hunger?
consumer price index. When you they give consumer price index, first of all, you need for be your sample need for be able
For sure the efficient consumption, not only the
yeah.
prices and what in they prevail. Nothing is
Well, I
indicated
mean,
about how efficient
from
consumption is.
our technical team at the back is just saying, the CPI is very important to help with the monetary policies, like determining the interest rates. Yes, that. But also, we also need for know how well for know how well your economy they do. You also need for know how well you people then they do. Their
Yeah.
access to education, access to school, waiting at the median salary. How many people and then at the median salary? Waiting at the bottom salary. How many people and then at the bottom salary? Waiting at the top salary. How many people and then at the top salary? You put all of that together. How many investments? How many exports you they do? And all of that before you begin look at all of it
Almost people
because
in Sierra Leone were
all
able
they
use
play,
them wage for 1 week. Almost people
all
in
they
Sierra
play.
Leone were able
So
use
when you
them
look
wage
at the
for 1 week.
basic salary that is 500,000 leons, if you take 500,000 leons, let's say right now transportation is 9,500, and you pay somebody 500,000 leon. Let us look at the basic rate for housing. When you pull the basic rate for housing, they say free education, but the free education, people they still need for buy books, they still need for buy uniform, they still need for you pull all of that, they come on. And then let us look at what's the goods, what's the price of goods in the market. Can someone live with 500,000 leons and still make it?
Well,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. And then we have an anti-corruption commissioner praising himself of doing well. You cannot stop corruption in such conditions. Because if the person not getting basic livelihood, he get for do something funny. Crime is created by society. When a society fails to be responsible, the society they invite criminality. Now left for talk book
Like,
na Salone now, but now come to the real issues. Let the people them begin understand, say, we will go school and university now, una the swear one them.
yeah.
Now
And
we the poor la country.
the reason why I not go into this too much deeps in economics is because I don't want for going they talk about elasticity, non-elasticity, I don't want for talk about cost and this, I don't want for talk about demand, I don't want for talk about inflation, I don't want for talk about all of them things, and because I believe people are experts in their domain, and economists is well suited for can talk about all of the different intricacies them about this. But however, we can still have a basic conversation, because at the end of the day, it's not it. It's not, if you don't if you can't afford it, you cannot afford it. And
You
if it is
cannot.
showing that it's going upwards, it's not declining. And obviously last week now I read the prices them, the price of goods and commodities them. From 2018 to 2021, we see how then they rise. Some rise 400%, some rise 50%, some rise 100%, some rise 300%. Last week now I read that. So what we cannot deny here is that things are getting harder, things are getting difficult. Like I say, the belle, now for just keep the warm quiet. You're not eating in Sierra Leone anymore. Well, let me not say you, because some people are able to afford it. But for the most part, the majority of the people are not eating for satisfaction. They are just eating to survive. They are just eating to hang on to life. And 2 weeks ago, we see something funny we come up with, say fuel price they increase, and the government came out. People say, "Oh, it's a fake news, fake news, fake news."
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
In Sierra Leone, when there
Now
is
it's
smoke, there
real.
is
It's no
always
longer
fire.
fake.
When there is smoke, there is always fire. And guess what? There was smoke, and guess what? Now there is flame, not or even fire, now flames right now. Because guess what? The fake news has turned into reality. I want to make we take some time, make we listen this video here, so we get courtesy from Sierra Network. We tell them thank you for where they allow we for use the materials them. Make we listen to waiting, talk to the camera, waiting and find out about this price, fuel price, whatever. And I go can read the list of how the petrol, gas, and just traveling within from one place to another, how we don't go. So just imagine if you get to go work every day, you they pay 9,500. Okay, let's say they pay you 1 million. Let's say your salary is 1 million, or your salary is 1.5 million a month. Almost now that money they were already no more now transportation no more dedicated to. And this is just one way. Just one way, assuming that you are only taking a direct transport to and fro, to, so from point to point. What if now, if you get for take 2-3 transportation, that way some people they need for take 2-3 transportation for get to the work place of work. When you begin for add that to the toll, and then you add the fro, and then you add waiting and they make monthly. Abo. Anyways, make we listen.
Mina Asatu say, and this on the program Talk to the Camera. Today the camera can work a Lumley parking ground. For second, the price of fuel we don't go up now the country. Forget people and views, and also forget the views of the drivers them. May them say we waiting and think about the fuel we don't go up now the country. Hello, welcome to this interview. Name?
My name Emma.
What's that stay?
I stay Malama.
We see you there on the line. What's part you they go?
Well, I go wait on Sakila Road.
How long you don't there at the line?
I don't there more than an hour now.
What happened? What kind of they come or wait?
Car then they come, but when they request for halfway, and we don't know what's in at the problem. So man they talk say transportation, the fare don't add price. So like could they see and say because of the fare don't add price, and they not agree for show with their own price with them for call. Now that's me this company just they discuss the line. We say well, men and tell we waiting at the thief. Then everyone take the 5,000, you men and tell we. Then they go and strain we don't can't team up. Would they see motor car? Where then they carry the access to St. John. Now there they stop side streets. Now that's then they tell we. So that's now we constrain presently this morning for more we don't come.
Okay, so as you know say fuel, the price for fuel don't go up. So what do you think about that?
Well, I really think about say because of fear don't go up, we get for strain with the people then. We really get for strain because when fear don't go up, at least prices then we get for add. They get for add prices then for everything, food stuff or any other things and so far. So now the market you get for price get for go up. So really we get for strain again because if you look at some man they work but the salary is so small, so you get for look at your earning power. Until if then they pay you 800, where you look at the day you get for pay transport, until everything go left and transport. What you go left now you use for take care of your home and you picking them. So this is not the thing where would they facing us really.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Name?
Richard.
So how long you don't take another line?
More than 10, 15, 20 minutes.
What happened? Is it Motkano they come in or waiting?
Motkano they come, at time Motkano they come now after they take, from that they return back.
So the fuel way don't go up, how that they affect you?
Seriously they affect we. Because not only one. Because like now if you check, because of the fuel, we don't the increase of the price of the fuel. Now they see the driver them, then they prefer for take halfway than they take full. Even the full themselves for get and say we get another 2,000. Right over they pay 1.5. So you know really easy. People they really strain for transportation and the system not they really work.
So within the message where you go send out there to authorities them where they in charge of fuel business and the country and also government?
Well now me believe for say as an authority or let me say as a government, now then duty for put things in place for every citizen able for strain. But as it is now, everybody they see and also the government believe for the day was in the watch. The people they were in the strain, if you see the line's too long and the Mutkano they come. So me believe for say let them know for say let them try for do more things for put mechanism in place so that people not go strain for transport.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Welcome to this interview. Your name?
And I'm a concern.
So you they gone?
When I go this side gone.
Okay. So what do you think about the fuel business we don't go?
My right now I need a prepare about the fuel business we don't go because people in this gumbo, people are all selling the gumbo and say the fuel is that. And when the pay long up, so we say the driver with the gumbo follow as the price up, plug up, get small thing pants up. And then the problem right now, people in the gumbo every day, people in the gumbo over this fuel issue.
So this fuel we don't go up again anywhere they affect to now the drivers then?
Yeah, again where they affect we. Because when they go buy the fuel 9,500, then the people that they sell them and pay with 2,000, and then they agree, and they want tower. So passengers who can post no more. You don't say.
What's now the message we go send out to authorities where they in charge of fuel business in the country?
Well, we go talk to them, and go able to pin the fuel down, let the price go able normal do it, so that we say we go able to pin down the price and let the normal how we take this people, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mama.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Name?
My name is Mohamed Ali Toumi.
I go to know the destination where you go.
Na Jewel Lumley.
So for go Jewel now, how much will they take?
Well, people and they say they don't pull memo for 6,000. You can take 5,000. Now they say they don't pull memo for 6,000. Although they mix some, because some passenger the tower say na 5,000 you get, you know we left them. Some they may pay 6,000.
So the one there, so how it be talek for una right now? How would they think talek for una right now? Now the drivers them, especially with the passengers.
It's not really easy because the argument is plenty. And this morning, for buy 30 litre, I give 300,000 and 15,000 and give me exchange. So it's not really easy. Tell they pull that 300,000. What you care gonna use is small. If you get for pay master money, then you get for you to get your family, you get for see to the union. Other 15 and then a road where you spend money. So it's not really easy.
What do you think about this fuel price we don't add? What do you think about that as driver?
Well, me don't thinking I go wish. Me own wish self, I go want my government self go come inside small because passenger in the struggle. Boku motoka they don't go park because of the price increase. Because when you buy boku, you buy fuel like we so na petrol at the bond, me own poda. So you consume more fuel than the one they use diesel. So if not me own motoka now, maybe like now for don't go park. Now I make boku motoka they don't short in. Passenger then this morning they flop my hand. They really restrain. So they wish my government come inside. The tax, the subsidy way they subsidize, let us still consider that they don't subsidize, many people are not strained.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mama.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
My name is Idris Kamara.
How many years you don't take pan driving?
Oh, I don't take more than 10 years pan driving now.
So whose destination you go?
Lumley Funkia.
Now you know say the price don't go up for fuel. How that they affect you now?
Greatly with the passenger them. Some they say pass you tell them before you wake inside, before you agree for pay you the 2,000. If not, they say na 1,500 they pay. No if the fuel don't go up. So now so this morning now that problem they maybe get with me passenger them. You see, so greatly.
Much car where they come out from Ogu Farm for Lumley, so they pay 1,700, right?
Oh no.
How much them for pay motor where they come up from Ogu Farm for Kaya?
From Ogu Farm for Kaya, then they pay 2,000. Yes. Then big one them, not to the taxi them. Yeah.
So how much you be they take for come on and so for go na your destination? How much you be?
1,500.
So how much you they take now?
Now they take 2,000 because the price don't go up.
So what's the message where you get for son to the authorities the way they in charge of fuel in the country?
Message where they send to the authority then we responsible for fuel and to Papa government. Let them help we let the fuel price remain outside bin day back. So that problem not go there between we and the passenger them. You see.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Name?
Yeah, my name is Magba Kuruma.
Okay, so where you stay?
I dey na Wilkinson Road.
And we see you there Lumley car park right now. You dey wait for motor car. How long you don't take care?
Exactly. I kind of have 9 o'clock this morning, and we dey struggle for transportation actually.
So what really happen? Motor car no dey come in?
Well, motor car dem don scare us now. We don plenty pass the motor car dem actually. So now for law see motor car self and any motor car wey dey carry we dey see in flop one as well.
But the one the way they reach in park, they go direct outside them for go?
Yeah, well, that's all they say they for go. But like actually now, any halfway now at 2,000, any side they drop down no more than 2,000 in the day.
So how does they affect you?
Well, it affect you greatly. As for we, so for some of us, we now students them. So more especially in the morning hours for go for come take transport for go is very tedious actually.
You think at the right time this for fuel price go up?
Well, actually, that it depends to the government and the other people that would think to say yes, indeed, this is the right time or this is not the right time. That is it. So as for we go always want to in candle because we in candle now the benefit actually.
So within the message where you go send to authorities and where they in charge for fuel business that the country and the government?
Well, actually, we they plead on behalf of the one that who on the behalf of we will not get. Let them actually decrease the price of fuel because one thing about the price of fuel, when the price of fuel go up, every sectors they have become affected actually. So with that, would they plead on behalf of the people that so actually let them reduce the price of fuel because it affects you totally.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
As you don't listen to what the passengers waiting at the line for good song don't talk about the way how they feel, but the fuel price we don't add, and also say the drivers them not agree for reach Regent's Road. As majority of the poda the way they come at the park, they take halfway and also then they pay 2,000 where the amount where them for pay now 1,700 leons for go Regent's Road. And also you don't listen to what the drivers themselves say about the challenge where they face right now as fuel price don't go up. As driver they call on the government for making them go see inside the subsidies where them be done they help them with so that the fuel price go come down. Mina I start to smile to say until we meet again to another edition of the program Talk to the Camera. I say tata.
So Mfambulen na the word that in Sierra Leone we know it. Not time like say na den country here outside we they live where if government they do price control, if they say this, na him. If they say na 1,000 na 1,000. If they say na $10 na $10. And not any side way I go na the country na $10 for that thing day. But we know Salone. We know we economy. We know how things then they run na Salone. I remember say, if I'm not mistaken, correct me people, when the government been first take on power, when then they talk about this removing subsidy, when people and they complain say if you remove subsidy, tin and go there, we're not going able to cope. They say no, prices are going to remain the same, that they are not going to increase prices. Well, I mean, from prices are going to remain the same, I think say prices have been increased multiple times now. But what is not increasing is the salary of people. What is not increasing is the earning of people. What is not, because if thing and they increase, now yeah, so you get what you call inflation, you get what you call adjustment, taking into account inflation. So every year, apart from even your normal increase, salary increase, then they pit them towards the inflation rate as well. And make sure say your salary commensurable to the cost of living of whosa you dey and waiting you level where you dey work. Then they do that every year, then they revise your salary not dey tell. But if man don't dey, he don't dey make salary and his salary na 500 for the past 5 years, let's say. And then today 2021 in salary back na 500. But yet, that rest way been they buy 1,000 or 100,000 is now 350,000. Why are we so wicked to ourselves? Why can't we do things in such a way that everybody benefits? Why can't we do things in such a way that people are not going to die of hunger and starvation? If even if you are taking the bigger pie of the cake, why don't you give them a slice? All they need is a slice. But even the slice if una refuse forgive them. Even the crumbs from the slice una want take them back na the hand. Why? And I mean, this is not a political thing. This is just general across board. General across board. Una no one give the people them a slice of the cake. Neither do you even want to allow them to take the crumbs that fall under the table or fall on top of the table. Why? Why? Una don't ask the technical team make it pin the price them up. The last time wetin we hear, the market price system, the goods, normal basic consumer goods then go up. Wetin we hear, as quick changes in the dollar versus the leon, you go hear the market woman then say dollar don't go up, dollar don't go up, dollar don't go up, or fuel price don't go up, transportation don't go up. Now I bet you not $2 waiting people and buy yesterday in a market, because not only that the fuel price don't go up, but because the driver themselves, when the fuel price go up, themselves they add their own on top. So guess what? The market woman, the traders, the business people, they too, they are going to hike their prices. They too, they are going to hike their prices. I read here, Government of Sierra Leone Ministry of Transport and Aviation press release following the public pronouncement of the increase in the pump price of fuel per liter for petrol, diesel, and kerosene from 8,500 to 9,500, the general public is hereby informed that the Ministry of Transportation and Aviation, in collaboration with the Motor Drivers Union and other key stakeholders in the transport sectors, have agreed as follows for public transportation fares within the Freetown municipal and provincial and the provincial across borders routes effective Thursday, May 1st, 2021. So I go just read small number because we not get beaucoup time left in the program. We see aside from Freetown to Pendembu, from 65,000 it don't go to 70,000. From Freetown to Daru, from 55,000 now na 60,000. Freetown to Kono, 55 to 60. Freetown to Kabbalah, 45 to 50. Freetown to Kenema, 40 to 45. Freetown to Bo, 35 to 40. Freetown to Cambia, 30 to 35. Freetown to Maboka, 35 to 40. Freetown to Cambia, 35 to 40. Freetown to Makeni, 30 to 35. Freetown to Mile 91, 25 to 30. Freetown to Port Loko, 25 to 30. Freetown to Moyamba, 35 to 40. Freetown to Conakry, 80 to 90. Freetown to Pujong, 45 to 50. Freetown to Matrujong, Bomb, 45 to 50. Freetown to Medina, Kunkuna, 55 to 60. Bomatru, 30 to 35. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on, and I don't see the price index. But again, what I said, what hasn't changed is the income of people. The income of people remain the same. But let me say, for most people, because if I say the income of people, it means that the Lompuna all, especially the Santibokiats and their Nyampis. Because you know that the Santibokiats and their Nyampis, they are getting.
Matilda, let me use a Mendewa, the Umamoy.
The Santibokats and their Nyampi, they keep getting, their pocket keeps getting bigger so they can afford this. As a matter of fact, this doesn't even apply to them because they
it doesn't because they don't use public transport.
They don't even take this. It doesn't even, and the government.
These guys burn this amount of money per day on fuel to ply the streets of Freetown. They burn it per day. These amounts that they put as fare. You see, Matilda, we country need redemption. Salone need redemption. There's a lot of intellectual dishonesty in Sierra Leone. All them prices held and they indicate so. The side that we are not looking at is that now they use one of the worst fuel them on earth, leaded fuel, where they cause cancer and other things. Anytime you go to Freetown, the first thing they notice, the air so polluted because there's too much lead in the air. Leaded fuel is supposed to be cheap. How then they can't charge people and this cost? I mean, they do some calculation just now. If somebody they pay 2,000 one way, then they 2 way for reaching destination. 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 2 way for reaching destin Tofro, it cost her 8,000. Let we say the person they go 5 days a week. times 4. That means the person they spend 160,000 for the month on transport alone. If the person they earn 500,000, pull 160,000 for transport alone. How much you go pull for food?
Now 400,000. And you wonder why.
Do these guys expect? No, but you see, the Salone people them.
Mass. You wonder
you
why
see another thing.
You wonder why people believe in mass. And
that's why corruption will never end. Now we shut up about corruption. Now we shut up about corruption. Now we do the right things. You cannot end corruption where there is inadequacy. You cannot. It's not possible. Even the big countries, them where some of we know overseas, corruption they because of inadequacies. They're able to control corruption because the society they ensure say everybody gets that basic minimum. We're able to take care of your rent. If you're not able, you get office where they go, then they ask you how much you don't spend, how you spend, and then they give you money for a lucky things they like accumulate but they will top up your money if you're not able for meet up you basic minimum requirements. Look at a country with all those mineral resources and everything. Not only 1% they enjoy the country. Where you talk and say politics. This is not politics. This has been happening to Sierra Leone since 1961. It's not about political parties. It's about a dysfunctional and dishonest intellectual class. And it border down on a wrong belief we'll get. A lot of people feel when they've gone to university, it's their God-given right to have everything in life. It's not like that. You are educated to help those who have not gone to school. Do what needs to be done. Come with policies. When they talk about fuel price, this, that, they not they ever tell we what thing then they do for solve the problem. This has been going on, government in, government out, and it's getting worse with every government. Some of us are not talking politics, so the people are not feel saying politics. I don't care about politics, especially in Sierra Leone. I'm not getting no intention for go learn the public office day, but I get intention for make I not die left a country where I lucky where I meet. I fully became a teacher in 1975 because I felt that was one way I would help my country. Because education is the key to development. But we have so many people claiming to be educated in Sierra Leone. Look at the country. It's time we get ashamed. Don't let for the talk all them big book here, they blindfold the people them. One day, the people will get fed up. They will jump on your necks. They're not going to ask you spat you. They will kill you in all like fall. That's how revolutions happen. Take example from the French Revolution. Come to the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. When you push the people too far, they reach and they react. So it's time they begin to think about that. Now left this nonsense and joke.
If we get callers them online, I will take the last few calls. If we get callers them on the line, if not, I am about to close the program. Okay, if not, I'm about to close the program because 2 hours. One for make sure so we stick to it. 2 hours.
Sierra Leone should not be as it is, Matilda. Sierra Leone has so much potentials. Sierra Leone, in location on the Atlantic alone, if we give the right type of education, who's how they get skills, then more people and they able to produce. Not how they go look for investors. Investors will go to Sierra Leone. 2016, I went with investors to Sierra Leone. We could not go on with the project because the skills are not available. It was a project that was going to cost $3 billion, but the skills are not available. Why do you think they went to China to produce Apple iPhones? Now because they get the skill. Now foreign investment, foreign capital. Now I make China today where they go bigger too. In the 70s will be the laugh then and they wear uniform. Sierra Leone has the largest natural labor in Africa. From Freetown to any major city in the Atlantic region are 7 hours, 8 hours by air, 14 days, 16 days by sea. Look, poverty pack, they will get 10 minerals. The intellectual class has to get serious.
Caller, waiting are your name and who say you they call from. So I will take the last few calls and I they close the program. Caller, waiting are your name and who say you they call from.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Please issue your voice up small so that the people can go hear you.
I'm sorry. It's after 5 a.m. All right. I will just want to contribute, but at the first, I want to thank you for your effort for everything we want to do for the nation. To be honest with anybody, the leadership we'll get now, I mean, for me, I not call and say na leadership. Then people are then just come for can steal and everything they go scot-free. To be honest with you, even the past regime, they not they do anything currently where they go on in that country. They I not see no effort to where then they put all they can do now for going campaign. Tell people and false promises. We try with these false promises. All I can talk, all I can plead to we brother and sister there in other country, law come on in large number, put a stop to this thing. Enough is enough. The killing, the hungry, the everything done to pass mark in other country. Nothing absolutely no they work again in other country. The president just don't monopolize everything. You go to parliament, nothing no they operate. They do waiting one. Nobody know the question now. Now who's kind of government now where then they really run at the country? Nothing absolutely no they go again. No they go well again at that country there. And at the tell now this then here where they go on so then people are then planner. Then target now for let election not go on. All waiting in the pan so it was planned. They know waiting in they do. I they repeat that again. It was planned. They know what they do. This now out of source. I they tell owner. I know what they talk. They one capitalize on this corona and say then this then that out at the corona and bug then. So they them go postpone the election. Then get a hidden agenda, but I not blame them. The parliament look. I got. Too pathetic. People in they starve and die in other country in the name of corona. Now this kind hard crisis, they go put fuel up. They go put curfew to people. There's no country on earth currently they on curfew. I don't know what thing really this government they do. Then nobody know then at the parliament will condemn this because me know they see waiting they go on at the parliament. All waiting is done for now for the world and the allowances they just care about. They not care about the the masses. It's okay. Like the chance to others.
Okay, thank you, caller. I will go to the next caller. Caller, which are you name? Where you call from? Hello, caller.
Yes, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to say thank you to the panel for the current information with the giveaway about the country. But the reason why you get a lot of people and Sierra Leoneans, we all they everywhere, and every time they talk about issues where they go on at the country, they talk, you think so much, and then you conclude that God no more who can help we. Well, the sad news is that God no go ever can down for can help we. God they work with people right from the beginning. They make the wall, they put somebody there inside the garden. He said, take care of the garden. We will put you inside Salone. Now we for take care of Salone. God no go ever can do and can do that. Now we for do one. But when we get so tied down and so confused that nothing is working, you watch all the everywhere, every sector, every area, every day, everything they at a standstill. The poor still struggling and dying. So you conclude, that's not no money. It's so sad. It's very sad. It's so sad. Like we get a system and the system not they work. The thing about human being, what thing we they expect for happen with human being as time goes on, you for begin for develop, your brain for develop from one point to another. So if your action for develop from one point to another. But sadly, really, it go backwards. The caveman been they walk with stone from their iron, and then it developed into something else. Well, it seems like that development not they happen. It go backwards. Like the whole thing. Every time I think about this, I wonder. I say, I don't know if we don't get any Sierra Leonean yet for being a leader in our country. Because my goodness, if you love your people, there's sacrifices you can make. Sacrifices the leader are there for make. Like with that previous caller they talk, you listen to parliamentarians that they talk about world rule. When a Sierra Leonean president will come out and say you and no vehicle for parliamentarians, no, there's no need for what we give them vehicles. If then they buy gas and transport themselves to work, then we'll know how to work on these things. Why would they still buy vehicles for these people? Why? There's no need. Some man before they even go under, get 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles. As he go under, he put down the all in rate to make money for them. Now we take motor we jam. Every day we give them money for run them, for fix them. My God. When the brain of then we they admire, oversee all the time, but then we not they try for land for use the idea where they use for develop. Who's kind of trouble
Exactly.
this? Oh my. I'm sitting here and they look at just $50,000. You can do a lot of things with that. And these people are just sitting there. Nobody not even talk about public transportation. And we did online now with South Korea, how many buses where it's cheaper you can go there. But oh man, it's so frustrating, very frustrating. But like what he say, you go build fence around your house. Hey, some way up, time to come. Hammer, now them go use for drop that fence there and go pull you inside your house and drag you out.
Anyways, thank you very much, Gola. I can sense the frustration as well as the, anyways, disappointment, frustration, everything. I will take the last call for tonight. Caller waiting on your name and also you call for.
Yeah, I call from yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Maltida. And the finalists. We gonna the hospital. May God bless you. One question I want to ask. Is it illegal for let the president pass a curfew when not a state of emergency with it? Miss Martin, is there any answer for that?
The president can enact a curfew if he feels say the security of the people them they in jeopardy or in danger. That is within his right. Yes, he has the right.
Okay, thank you. Me, I know you say the curfew is a solution for this pandemic where they go through. Because daytime, the people that they spend time at the market, at the street, where they congest themselves more than the night.
Exactly.
So the president wants to tell we say curfew, now they solve the problem, or the corona we transfer at daytime and only night time. It don't make sense to me. The curfew don't make sense to me. Looking at the time where they started qualified, not to even the couple we know just qualified. Yes, we're happy because after 24, 25 years, and the next time is we will go back to Nations Cup. That celebration day, just people realize say the COVID still there around. People and they na the street from Cambia. Say go free to, we do not sleep that day. They jubilate like say we don't win Nations Cup. Nobody they put on face mask. Now people then they jump out themselves too. Just after 1 or 2 days, boom, nobody don't make they go up. So how people they for take this thing serious? We know that the leader they only take this thing serious. Then we are the government official and they go na public. And they say they put on face mask. Me the only thing where I see say na ain't going to help. Make them sensitize people. They enforce the face mask issue instead of they put curfew or they force people to take the vaccine. Even without they are, but people that they don't take the vaccine, when they force them, when you want, you go take them. Me, I give you that advice. I say if you say it's good for you, go ahead, go take them. Me, I don't take them, but I'm not the first person to go take them. But this country, they just can't add no motive back in the country. Then they can't find way back where the person they can't make money. They can be and get from can begin sell the COVID vaccine card. It don't begin happen na the airport. People they sell the card, they give money, they sell the card, they say don't take the vaccine. It makes sense? It don't make sense. We know how Salone they operate. Now you want travel now, they say if you not take the vaccine, you know they on board. So you see when they can't oppress to people, you know, we need that they blame the parliament. All this crazy stuff when they go on, parliamentarian there. The only time we see them get one word, now we come for their business, they will pay a business. Look, the name of parliament debate about the president's speech. Now they grab panel, APC, MP, they talk about the welfare. You know, it looks like they talk about serious in the last at the parliament. And I understand, Salone say they happen. But I don't blame them because when they take the taxpayer money, then they feed them, and they fuel them motor car when they drive, then they buy motor car, pass when they buy private motor car. But anything, now we are responsible for them. I may not take we serious. But if you will fed them, God get for pet for we one day. Thank you very much. May God bless now and God bless Mama Salone.
Okay, thank you very much, Kola. The phone lines are closed for tonight. Mr. Jamboya, I go make you give your final word and I go close the show.
May I go talk to the people of Sierra Leone. We they live in an uncertain world. Even me they talk to now, USA they are not they take risks. Over the last 18 months, they spend less time they go out in the street. If I get for come out now on serious issue. And when they go, they observe everything where they say for observe. I don't know if then they do an Salone, no. But yeah, we go to public place, you go outside before you enter, you get to that spirit, you make you clean them. We don't go, we do what you get for do it, they come back and do it, they for make you clean them. Will they keep that distance? If even would they go meet, will they keep that distance? Do ya on a life now, on a get them, on a take all the precautions. Usai ain't not necessary for go no good day. See dumb na you if you not get anything for go do. If you get for go fend you food, go make sure you keep your distance. You get what you get forget and do your own. They go buy things in the market, especially then things like fruit or then food them for eat. Make sure say you get them from a safe delivery. This sick when nobody no know when it go down. Even a European, then they tell we for be careful. They say they don't know how soon it go end. We even don't take the vaccine. They even the caution we pass the one they will not take it. Say, Lord, be careful. Lord, not do anything funny. Lord, not be careless about social distancing. I get me mask always. If I want for come out, I they go with 2 of this. Always 2 of this. So do ya wanna take care of una life? God day, Salone go make. Now the last road we don't reach, so you not go beyond this so. Because some of we sometimes will get for cry, una go see this now we then go make yonder. Some man feel say that then get Salone, but we all get Salone, and some of we self get older they will get for cry too. Now that I go end with. Una take care of una self.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jamboya. Waiting me get for say is that conscience is something. Me as somebody where I'm very careful of my actions, and my conscience they direct a lot of my actions because my aim is not to hurt. My aim is, I want to make people then treat me the way I treat them. And I am a very giving person. I'm a very, even though I can be very reserved and very private, but I'm a very giving person. I'm a very conscientious person. You know, I am very determined and deliberate in my action. And so I dey urge everybody where they in a position of power, because your actions are very determined and deliberate and they are very conscientious. You cannot tell the people I didn't know, I don't know, I not been this, I not been that. You are making a very decisive action in the moment. And you know the consequences of your actions. The consequences of your actions, they're not they tell directly on yourself. Now later on, you go reflect, you will get the reflection of your actions them later on. But the consequences of your action as present, they tell on the people them will be affected by that action day. And for right now, the people that will be affected by that action day, now the Sierra Leonean people, the ordinary Sierra Leonean people. You cannot be in an economy, in a country where all things just they go up no more. But the price, the earning powers of the people then, not they go up in accordance or in alignment with how things then they go up. That is honestly what you are killing your people slowly. You are killing your people slowly. Killing not to always genocide, not to always pass you cut the person in throat, pass you eliminate the person through bloodbath. Sometimes genocide can be through certain actions. And some of these actions that have taken place, and honestly, when I speak here, I'm not speaking of a particular political party. This is outside of the remit of the SLPP, outside of the remit of the APC. What we don't know for sure is that two political parties they don't hold the calabash of a nation since independence. So I speak of to these two political parties that we don't hold the calabash of a nation. Sometimes it is not always through civil strife, through the hacking of limbs, through the chopping, or through jail, or through, brutality or mass killing that you kill your people. Sometimes it's the policies within the state that kills your people. And in this case, I would be remiss if I not say this policy and how we see the trend they go. It's honestly, it's a genocide being committed on the people. It is. How you go expect somebody for hand 500 and pay 4,500 os rent and still survive, and you want that country therefore be corrupt free? You want that country therefore be bribery free? How are people surviving in that country? Some people in common are US, some of my friends them in England, and they're Salone right now, they're like, Matilda, these people are absolute. When they say the definition of resiliency is who the average Sierra Leoneans are. Their resilience is bar none. Their resilience is bar none. Say, even me with me pound sterling and me dollar, I know they able to cope. I don't know how then they manage for it. I don't know how then they manage for survive. So the admiration is there. But then there is one thing though. We get people and we don't work in the civil service, 30 years, 40 years, they retire, and they retire in poverty. There is the expectation that when they retire and then picking them for take care of them. No, that shouldn't be the case. The expectation is when you retire, waiting you don't work in this life for be enough for take care of you. But the situation where we find ourselves, where we people and find themselves, they are in abject poverty. If not for, family, if not for family, these people will die in abject poverty. So please, I speak to my leaders again. Let us be conscientious in our actions, even as we are deliberate in their delivery. Let us be conscientious in our actions, even as we are deliberate in the delivery. Please, people are suffering. And the masses are suffering in that country. I don't know how long the fort is going to hold. I don't know how long the fort is going to hold. But please, while you can, do not allow that fort to break. Do not allow that fort to burst open. Please, I'm begging you all. For yourself, for your family, for ourselves, our family, and our generations yet unborn, and our generations coming. Please. Now I want to close the program with some ladies them where I find where they run for offices them within the United States. They say, you know what, if you do not have a voice, or if you're being marginalized, or if you're crying for equity, make sure you are part of the debate. Make sure you have a seat at the table. It's only when you have a seat at the table that you are going to advocate efficiently for your people. Me not sabi them people in Yaso, but I saw them flyer, and I am everything woman promotion vuvuzela. So long as it's for the right thing, I will promote it. So therefore, I take upon myself. Not for say they ask me for can campaign for them una boku na the United States, but I take upon myself and say when one of us is doing it, we must support them. We must give them what we can. So this person in name na Fatmata Barry from Montgomery Country Council. They run for office. So please, if you're not at the Montgomery Council district or area, please vote for Fatmata Barry. She's a Sierra Leonean. She's a sister, and una boku de, una go vote for una sister, una help share the flyer, una do campaign, make we get a representation. Let our faces and our voices be heard. The next person where I want to talk, but this is a person we've been done run before because I don't see him flyer before. Her name is Seafino, and in for Prince George County Council District 2. As well, she's also a Sierra Leonean. Go out and vote for her. Let your voices be heard. You are not going to complain, say, you are not get equity, you are not get diversity, there is no inclusion. And yet, when one of you are trying to break that ceiling, that glass ceiling, so that they can have a seat at the table, una sidona, una host, and they eat casada leaf and petete leaf. Una left the casada leaf and petete leaf eating. Left the pepper soup go wait for you. Una go campaign and vote for these ladies. The third person where I want to talk about tonight, her name is Franca Kaloko Jalo, I believe is her name, in a Greenboro City Council at large. Insef they run for office. She's also a Sierra Leonean. Go vote for these ladies. Like I say, if you are in the Greenboro area, go campaign. Put out a flyer, get your families to go vote for these ladies, these women, because when they have a seat at your table, your needs will be aired at the table. Your concerns will be aired at the table, because they understand what una they go through, then they think alike like una, they know the struggles within the community. They will be better placed to advocate for your issues. So like I say, una left the Pemaun business for now, because the Pemaun business go make una sleep. Una left the Casada Leaf business for now. The Casada Leaf business go make una sleep. Una drink tea, tea and bread or whatever, then they light. And then una go, una eat, make some omelets, go campaign, go and do door knocking, do foot patrol for these ladies, these three ladies. Una go vote for them, because if they get into the doors, if they get their foot into the door, guess what? They become your advocate. They know your struggles. They know your issues. They can sit at the table. Then you are assured of having a voice at the table. That's what matters. The last thing why they can't talk about is they say, justice delayed is justice denied. Justice delayed is justice denied. If una want to make the people of Sierra Leone believe in the justice system, let justice delayed, not the justice denied. Una no go keep somebody in a prison for 11 months for a crime, and then every time una they adjourn the issue, adjourn, go come back, send and go remand, adjourn, go come back, send and go remand. Wetin we constitution say? Wetin we laws then say about trials of this type of issue? If na try, una get for try the person, una try the person so that we know the person is guilty or not guilty. But you cannot withhold bail from the person and just send and go prison. This guy has kids, for crying out loud. You know, I became very emotional when somebody forwarded me, a picture of his daughter. I believe that, it's so loving country that some call it love, some call it something else. But in name in Pekin, Sierra Leone, just imagine you born in Pekin, but then you name them your country. In Pekin, Sierra Leone, where they say, Daddy, I miss you. I made the triathlon. I have my medals. I won my games. I wish you were here to celebrate with me, because these are moments that we celebrate together. I also don't see in Boy Pekin where they cry and they plead for help. If you have a heart, if you are a father, if you are a parent, regardless of politics, regardless of whatever, please let us do it in such a way that people have hope in our judiciary system. Waiting they go on so right now, for as long as it done they go on, it make people don't become very skeptical of the judiciary system and judiciary process. It make people and they believe, say yes, people are using politics as a mask for get vendetta on people them, and that shouldn't be the case. If we say we are a country of democracy, let us allow true democracy for work. That a member of parliament 9 time if prime minister for go F in face and go wash in face from the wall. Was she arrested? No, because she was exercising her right. She did not agree with the process. She exercised her right. If you not agree with the process and he exercising right under under a democratic process, make we not use something else for come at the person, forget at the person and use them as vendetta. Please, this country is one country. This is the only country we have. We cannot allow ourselves prejudices, our egoism, our power hungry for make we put them into a place of tika tika boom boom. Like I said, the fort must hold. We cannot allow the fort to give in. We cannot allow the fort to break. Please let us ensure that the fort holds. We fumble them. Corona is real. Corona they kill. As soon as self don't see some of una don't experience and these past few weeks, like I say, it wasn't the super spreader, the rallies that brought about the corona in Sierra Leone, because I strongly believe it was already there. It was just waiting to burst. However, that super spreader now a catalyst. That super spreader na a catalyst. It help for augment the numbers. It help for add to already a very thin, a very stressed situation. So, like I say, until una self, una love some of una loved one and the experience, oxygen not there, bed not there. Do ya una drink, una lem, una ginger, while una dey wait in a line for the vaccine? And I talk am the other day na me platform and na me post. I say I hope that these vaccines are being kept under the right temperature.
Exactly.
It is important. I hope that Ministry of Health, NACOVAC. Listen, we people and not suffer too much. Not all we know how the electricity business shaky na Salone. I hope that these vaccines are being kept under the right temperature and what is being injected on people are the right thing under the right temperature. Please, people.
Exactly.
In any situation, people then go react to things. Even the flu vaccine, so like me now, one at the talker, me not can take the flu vaccine because I react to it very badly. I react to it very badly. So therefore, I don't take the flu vaccines because of that. But I take other precautionary measures in order for me not to get the flu. But this is a world pandemic. I don't take my first dose of vaccine, I dey wait for take my second dose of vaccine. If you can go take the vaccine, please go take the vaccine to save yourself, to save your loved ones. Please, I'm begging you. And avoid gathering in crowds. Una wash una hand them, una well, una mask them. This is not going to last forever. It's just for a period of time. But while that period of time lasts, let us make do. Una all thank you, una tata, till next time. I don't overextend this evening.